transfer to Manchester United today.
Football predictions.
If Barbarian no, Ipswich Town 1.
Football predictions.
Hi, it's Peter Guest, and I'm here with the Moose, and we're here for another episode of the footballpredictions.net podcast covering Spanish La Liga games from the 25th to the 28th of October 2024. And you can see all the details of the matches we're about to discuss in this podcast on our website, footballpredictions.net, alongside fixtures from just about every other football competition under the sun.
Yes, and on our website, it will show you where to watch the games on local broadcast channels plus video streaming services, as well as team news and match odds from local bookmakers.
And if you look in the description of this podcast episode, you'll find direct clickable links to all the matches that we're going to discuss. Geolocation and live streaming rules apply. 18 plus, gamble away. Let's go. Espanyol 15th take on Sevilla in 13th. This one kicks off on Friday, 25th of October, 8 p.m. You can find your local kickoff time, game odds, and all the available broadcast streaming channels for this one on, of course, footballpredictions.net. I know this one in the UK is being broadcast on La Liga TV, Premier Sports Player, and also, if you don't like subscriptions, go subscription free, just watch it on Bet365. You can use our bonus code FP365 on that. Here's a couple of teams coming off losses, big ones.
Oh, yes, especially Espanyol, not looking good for them. 4 defeats from the last 5 matches. They're dropping down La Liga fast, like they're down to 15th now, just 2 points above the drop. Sevilla, on the other hand, has picked up a little bit more of late, and we'll cover them in a second. But yeah, let's look at Espanyol. The most recent game in the Liga was at Bilbao, where they got a right battering, lost 4-1 in that game. They were down 3-0 already at half time. Not a great result for them. We had called the outcome. We did say Bilbao was going to win that game. Espanyol surprised us a little bit in that home game against Mallorca. But other than that, we've called the defeats against Betis, Villarreal, and at Real Madrid. When we look at Sevilla, last time out, they had a tricky game last time out because they were playing away to Barcelona, and I think everyone would struggle a bit at Barcelona. And just like Espanyol, they were also down 3-0 at half time, ended up losing 5-1. We had predicted that Barca win, and we also said it was going to end with over 2.5 goals. So we were spot on that prediction. In terms of Sevilla's other away matches this season, they are yet to win an away game. However, they have picked up 3 draws, with the only defeats coming at Barcelona and Alaves. In between that, they had a draw at Bilbao, a game where we said it was going to end with both teams to score, and it ended 1-1. And at Alaves, we actually predicted that defeat down to the correct score because we said Sevilla were going to lose that game 2-1. However, considering how Espanyol is doing at the moment, 4 defeats from 5, Sevilla has been the more informed side of the two, and despite their away form, we do think that they will pick up the first away win of the season here.
Yes, we do indeed. Yeah, when they played Barcelona, let's say that the result was Sevilla on them, and we expect them to bounce back here. Sorry. But we think it'll be very close at the same time. And we've gone for an under 2.5 goals game here. Odds there, you can only get 1.67, unfortunately. But if you do like a Sevilla win, then your odds there are 2.4, which is pretty handy, I would say. And our correct score prediction for this one is 1-0 to Sevilla. We think Espanyol won't score. And you can get odds of that at 7.5. Regarding our poll, 50% of you actually think Sevilla will win. Only 19% a home win for Espanyol, and quite a few, the rest that is, looking at a draw. But we think a low scorer, under 2.5 goals, is where we're heading on that one. So next we have Real Valladolid, who take on Villarreal. Real Valladolid 18th, Villarreal 4th in the table. Kicks off on Saturday, 26th of October, 1 p.m. UK time. Go to footballpredictions.net, of course, like for all these games. For your local kickoff time, betting odds and broadcast streaming options, it's on Premier Sports Player, La Liga TV. It's also on Bet365. You can live stream it from them and use our bonus code FP365. And Yeah, Real Valladolid have got a win there, which is good for them, and came at a good time for them, really, away against Alaves.
Yeah, it was actually the first win since the beginning of the season. In between that, 8 games, no wins for Valladolid. So that win was much overdue for them. However, it's not been a great start still for them to this season. They've conceded the most goals in the Liga of any team, conceded
Ouch.
21 goals across the 10 games. And 7 of those were conceded in an away game against Barcelona, which ended 7-0. At home, Valladolid has not been looking that great either, apart from that win against Espanyol at the very beginning of the season. But we do know that Espanyol is also one of those teams that are struggling a little bit in La Liga. They only picked up 10 points from 10 matches. Since then, Valladolid at home, 2 0-0 draws and 2 1-2 defeats. Their most recent home game being a 1-2 defeat to Rayo Vallecano. And that was actually a result or an outcome that we predicted. We said that Vallecano was going to travel to Valladolid and beat them in that game, and so they did. Now they're going to be up against the Villarreal team here, who is coming into this game. They've not won in 2. They've only got 2 defeats this season, and that's against Real Madrid and Barcelona. So apart from that, Villarreal is sitting in 4th, only 2 defeats against the top 2 sides in the league. So this is a team that's really good at obviously managing, playing against the rest of the bunch in La Liga. However, most recently, Villarreal played at home, and they played at home to Getafe. That was a game where we said both teams to score, and that ended 1-1. Most recent away game was at Real Madrid. We said they were going to lose that game, not surprisingly, and they lost it 2-0. Then in the previous home game before Real, they beat Las Palmas at home and Espanyol away, 2 outcomes that we also predicted together with the Barcelona home defeat for Villarreal. So we've been looking solid on the outcomes for Villarreal as well. We called 4 out of their 5 most recent matches going into this game against Valladolid, where they will be slight favourites.
Yeah, we think the Yellow Submarines are going to they're going to submerge here, whatever the submarines do, but they're going to come up with the points. And we're going for a narrow one, like you said. It's going to be a difficult one, but being away from home. But yeah, Valladolid have not exactly covered themselves in glory this season. We don't think they'll be able to get over the line. Villarreal to win. We've gone for a 1-0 away win. You get odds there of 9 or 8-1. But in terms of our kind of middle of the road tip here, under 2.5 goals, we think it's probably quite a good shout here. If it's a low scoring game, you can get odds of 2.2. So that could be quite useful. Regarding just a Villarreal to win, we've got odds there of 2. So voting wise, 46% of you on the site, I think at the moment anyway, voting doesn't finish until the match starts. 46% Villarreal, Real Valladolid, 23%, with the rest hoping for a draw or predicting it anyway. Next, we've got Rayo Vallecano, who are 9th, taking on Alaves, who are 14th. This one kicks off on Saturday, 26th of October, 3:15 p.m. in the UK time. For this game, go on footballpredictions.net and you'll be able to look at this match and find your local kickoff time, betting odds, and available viewing options. It is on Premier Sports Player, La Liga TV here in the UK, as well as Bet365. And lots of places outside of Spain you can watch it on Bet365. Use our bonus code FP365. And Vallecano had a hiccup against Mallorca, didn't they?
They did, but it was nothing that we did not predict. And let's start with Vallecano, because prior to that game, Vallecano went into that game at Mallorca 5 games unbeaten. But we said Mallorca were going to beat Vallecano 1-0 in that game, and they beat them 1-0. So we had it down to the correct score, another correct score prediction from last weekend, where we had quite a few across all the top leagues. But yeah, I won't blow our trumpet too much because we obviously got to follow that up this week. Now Vallecano are at home in this game. And the last home game was against Leganés, and we had both teams to score in that game. It ended 1-1. And in the home game prior to that, Vallecano got a good point at home to Atletico Madrid. We said that was going to end with under 2.5 goals, and that ended 1-1. But yeah, Vallecano, little hiccup at Mallorca, but generally speaking, they'll probably be fairly happy with the start to the season. One of their 3 defeats have come to Barcelona. They only lost 1 out of the last 6, managed to pick up a few wins going into this game against Alaves. Now, Alaves, on the other hand, 4 defeats in a row now for them. 5 out of 6 defeats from the last 6 La Liga games. 1 win coming at home. The 1 win during that period coming at home to Sevilla that ended 2-1. And guess what? We actually said that Alaves were going to win that game 2-1. Last time out, they lost 3-2 at home to Valladolid. And before that, 3-0 at home to Barcelona. And we had the outcome of that Barcelona game. We also had the outcome of the games against Getafe and Real, which ended in defeats for Alaves as well. But yeah, going into this game against Vallecano, it's going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to predict, actually. But we think both teams will score a goal, at least 1 goal. And so we're going for both teams to score prediction in this one as well. Odds there you can get of 2.05, not too bad. But if you did like to pick a winner, a lot of people do, we are going for Rayo to win this one. Rayo Vallecano to win. Again, same odds, 2.05 on that. And for a correct score, we have gone for 2-1 to the home side. Odds on the correct score of 2-1, you can get at 9.5. Not a lot separating them in the betting, but yeah, they are the favourites, the home side. So that kind of says what you're wanting to know. And Rayo Vallecano, 58% of you in the voting on the site going for them, 17% only for Alaves, where with the rest, yeah, the 25 odd percent liking a draw. So yeah, a lot of people on the fence about that one. Next, last featured game, Las Palmas, 19th, taking on Girona in 12th. Kicks off on Saturday, the 26th of October, 5:30 UK time in the evening, of course. And you can find your local kickoff time, game odds, and available broadcast streaming channels for this match on, of course, footballpredictions.net. And you can watch it on La Liga TV, Premier Sports Player. And it is also live streamable from Bet365. Use that bonus code FP365. Now, I said Las Palmas way down in 19th, but they had a good win, didn't they?
Well, they had their first win of the season last weekend at way to Valencia. They beat them 3-2. So that was a great time to try and start to turn their season around, because obviously Valencia, prior to that, like these two teams were bottom of the La Liga. But yeah, that would at least have given Las Palmas a little bit of confidence, because prior to that game, it had been 9 matches without any wins and just 3 draws, all 3 draws coming at home against some fairly decent opponents, Betis, Real Madrid, and Sevilla. So yeah, Las Palmas, don't write them off yet. Is I think is the message here. Now, their last home game was against Celta Vigo, though, and they lost that 1-1-0. We predicted that down to the correct score, because we said that Celta Vigo were going to travel to Las Palmas and beat them 1-0. Girona, they're coming off the back here of 4 home games in a row, including 2 in the Champions League. The last game in La Liga ended with a 1-0 defeat at home to Sociedad. Prior to that, they beat Bilbao 2-1 at home. The most recent game, of course, was in the Champions League. It was a home game this week against Slovan Bratislava, a team that we said they were going to beat, and they beat them 2-0. So yeah, solid prediction there on Girona. Now, going into this game, Girona will most likely be anticipated to win, but we think it's not going to be that straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, Las Palmas, we can't quite see them stringing 2 wins together after not having won any. However, we do think it'll be a tight game, but we see Girona winning this game, but just by the 1 goal. So we've gone for our betting, we've gone for an under 2.5 goals game. Really close, hopefully. and you get odds of 1.91 on that. So Girona to win, you can get odds of 2.35, and for a correct score, which we've got here, and this one of 1-0 to the away side, you get odds of 8.5. 75% of you on the polling, on the voting, think Girona will get the away win, and only 25% Las Palmas, with no one a draw, interestingly. So, yeah, 1 goal separating 2 teams. Hopefully, that's what happens in this one. I know these next we do our summary matches, but wow, what a good one to start off with. Real Madrid second, taking on Barcelona top. Kicks off on Saturday, 26th of October, 8 p.m. kickoff. El Clasico is back on. Go to footballpredictions.net and you find your local kickoff times, betting odds, and streaming options in your area. And of course, you can live stream this one, and why wouldn't you, on Bet365, or watch it. Use our bonus code FP365 and enjoy yourself. Even if you're not going to place any bets on it, just have a look. And it's going to be a tight. Well, it's not going to be a tight one in our opinion. We think because it's at Real Madrid home game, we think that actually they're going to do really well and surprise maybe Barcelona a bit and just whip them. We've actually gone for a 3-0 win, but I think probably the safer idea for that one is what we're thinking, which is over 2.5 goals. And don't forget, in the last game in the Champions League, there were 7 goals for Real Madrid. There was also for Barcelona in their Champions League match, 5 goals, and in the Liga in their previous game, 6 goals. So over 2.5 goals we're going for on that.
Yes, and then we move on to maybe a little bit of a less exciting game, but nevertheless, Leganés in 17th take on Celta Vigo in 10th. This match kicks off on Sunday, 27th of October at 1 o'clock UK time. And again, it's another game you can live stream for free on Bet365 using FP365 as a bonus code when you sign up. And for this game, we are going with a narrow Celta Vigo away win, low scoring. We're going to go under 2.5 goals. Celta Vigo to win 1-0.
Yeah, next we've got Getafe, 16th, taking on Valencia, 20th. This one's on Sunday, 27th of October, 3:15 in the afternoon, and that's UK time. You can visit footballpredictions.net and you can see that it's live streamed again on Bet365. Watch it there. Use our bonus code FP365, of course. Now, for this one, we think Getafe will get the win here. And we've gone also, though, for both teams to score result here. For a correct score, we're looking at 2-1 to the home side.
Yes, and then another exciting game this weekend takes place at Betis, because Real Betis in 7th takes on Atletico Madrid in 3rd. This is a later Sunday afternoon kickoff. It kicks off on the 27th of October at 5:30 UK time, and it's another game you can watch free and live on Bet365 using bonus code FP365. Now, again, we're going with a low-scoring game, so under 2.5 goals. We're also going to go with an Atletico Madrid win. And the correct score here, we're going to go with a Madrid win of 1-0.
Next up, we've got Real Sociedad, who are 11th, taking on Osasuna, who are in 8th. This is on Sunday, 27th of October. Kicks off at 8 p.m. UK time. You can also live stream this one on Bet365. Use our bonus code FP365. And again, we're going for both teams to score in this game. We think both teams should be able to get on the score sheet. And we've gone for a home win and a correct score prediction of 3-1 to Sociedad.
Yes, and looking towards the top of the table again here, we've got Mallorca in 6th, playing Bilbao in 5th. And this match takes place Monday night on the 28th of October at 8 o'clock. Another game you can watch live and free on Bet365 with a funded account using that bonus code FP365. And for the last La Liga game of the weekend, or the match week, we're going with a score draw, but a low scoring draw, because we're going to go with 1-1. So both teams to score and a 1-1 correct score prediction for this one.
As mentioned, if you want to see these matches on Bet365, geolocation and live streaming rules apply. 18 plus, gamble aware, and make use of the bonus code FP365. FP365 if you're a new customer.
Yes, and in the description section of this podcast, you'll find links to the matches we've just covered, or just visit footballpredictions.net, because on there you can browse the online places to see the games from your location via streaming and TV channels, our predictions for different betting markets, team news, plus the latest offers and odds.
If you weren't aware, we do record these football podcasts weekly across several competitions in addition to La Liga, and you can hear them all at podcast.footballpredictions.net or on Spotify or Apple, or it's even on YouTube, or wherever you usually source your favorite podcasts from. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, it is
Adios.
adios, amigos.
A football prediction.